The Chicago Bears have a major opportunity sitting right in front of them, and it could be a golden opportunity. A new hypothetical trade proposal has Chicago going after and landing Cardinals edge rusher Josh Sweat. And if you are looking for one move that could take this Bears defense to another level, this might be the move. What is going on, Bears fans? Welcome back to Bears Digest. Thank you for joining me. My name is Anthony. If you haven't already, just real quickly, takes 2 seconds, back out of the video, hit that sub button, come right back in. Takes 2 seconds, helps out the channel a ton. Updates daily. Me and Dylan are gonna ramp it up here. Season getting inching closer and closer. But like I said, hit that sub button, helps the channel a ton. Like, comment, subscribe. Couldn't be more free. But let's get into it. Being crystal clear, this is not a report from the Bears or the Cardinals. They're not in active talks, but this is a trade proposal by the writer of the NFL Trade Rumors in an article, 7 Hypothetical Preseason Trades. Ethan Woody was the writer for this. I thought it was a great article, but it proposed a proposal worth breaking down because it directly attacks one of Chicago's biggest questions entering the season: who can consistently help Montez Sweat create pressure off the edge. And here is the deal proposed in the article right here. The Cardinals would receive a 2027 third-round pick and a 2028 fifth-round and the Bears would receive Josh Sweat and a 2027 seventh-round pick. So a third round and a fifth round for Josh Sweat, and we would get a seventh round. Again, hypothetical. The article is not saying it will happen, and it does not claim the Bears have called Arizona or anything, but the logic is straightforward, and I want to break it down. So kick your feet up and enjoy. Chicago has Montez Sweat, and it's top pass rusher, yet the defense still needs a credible running mate opposite of him. In the article, it literally said, when one Sweat isn't enough, why not add another? Montez Sweat has been worth the cost for the Bears. I get, yes, he's been good, not great, but becoming the focal point of Chicago's pass rush after arriving from Washington is what he was supposed to do, and he did that. But the entire point of this hypothetical is that one elite edge threat is not enough if the Bears want their defense to take that next step and perform against elite teams in the postseason. And why Josh Sweat fits right here. Josh Sweat, coming off a 12-sack season, which was the second double-digit sack year of his career. That is real production, and it is exactly the kind of pressure opposite of Montez Sweat that could force offenses into uncomfortable decisions and just create havoc. If opponents are sliding protection towards Montez, chipping him with a tight end or getting him extra help because they fear Chicago's best pass rusher, Josh Sweat gives the Bears another edge player capable of punishing those choices and creating just uncomfortability, like I said. That is why the pass rush matters so much. The Bears do not necessarily need Josh Sweat to become the entire defense, but he would make life a lot easier for Montez Sweat. Interior rushers, linebackers, and the secondary, the whole defense he would make life easier for. More consistent pressures create more rush throws, more turnover chances, and fewer coverage snaps when defensive backs have to hold up forever. And the proposal also makes sense because Chicago is not a team looking to just rebuild right now. The Bears are coming off a 12-win season, an NFC North title, and a playoff victory. According to the article that NFL Trade Rumors wrote, the offense has already shown it can compete with the league's best, and I will second that. They can compete with the league's best on offense. The next step is asking whether the defense can meet at the same level. And why Arizona might be willing to listen to this trade for Josh right here. The Cardinals side, it's a little more complicated, yes. Josh Sweat just signed a major free agent deal with Arizona after his breakout year in Philly. But the article describes his situation in Arizona as difficult because of injuries and frustration with where the team is headed. The article suggests that Arizona is beginning another rebuild and that Josh Sweat's timeline might not align with the Cardinals' future. If that's how Arizona sees it, moving a 29-year-old veteran for meaningful draft capital would be at least a conversation worth having. The proposed compensation, like I said, 2027 third round and a 2028 fifth round pick, while Chicago would also receive a 2027 seventh round selection. This is not a small price, but it is also not the kind of package that would completely drain the Bears' future flexibility. And the article also notes that Minnesota Vikings received 2 third-round picks. I don't know why. I'll just show you right here. The Vikings received 2 third-round picks for veteran edge rusher Jonathan Greenyard, who was 29 also. Josh Sweat, 12 sack season, puts him in the range of a real day 2 asset, though his age and possible desire for an updated contract could lower his value just somewhat. And there are risks for this trade. Obviously, there's always risks. The biggest issue is not the fit. The fit is easy to see. The biggest issue is the risk. Sweat, 29 years old, has dealt with injuries and might need a new contract, but if the Bears are giving up a third-round pick and another future selection, they need to be confident in what they are getting, a player who can stay on the field and remain productive. We need another defensive line presence. Yes, there is, why am I blanking on his name right now? I don't know how I blanked on Deo and Austin Booker, but again, young, a lot of upside with those two, but still, Josh Sweat could make a real difference. That's why the idea of this trade is so intriguing. The Bears do not have to be desperate to improve. They can be aggressive because they have built a roster good enough to justify pushing for more. Now, should Chicago do it? That's where I want to hear your guys' opinion in the comments. Let me know if this is something that you want Chicago to do. If the Bears believe Josh Sweat's health is in a good place and the contract situation is manageable, this is the type of swing a contender should at least consider. Like I said, it's worth having a conversation. A 12-sack player across from Montez Sweat could transform everything for opposing offenses and for our whole defense. Like I said, less stress on the DBs, I think, is the most important thing. And the real question is, do the Bears believe their current edge rotation is enough to beat elite teams in January? That is the question of the video. If the answer is no, then this hypothetical gives Ryan Poles a blueprint for the kind of move that could change that. So give credit to the writer for the NFL Trade Rumors putting the scenario on the table. It is a hypothetical, not an active rumor, but it highlights a very real Bears need. Chicago, what do I say? Another Sweat could be a big addition, and it could be exactly the kind of move that the defense needs to take that next step. Like Ben Johnson said, he wants blowouts. He wants big scoring points. He wants a lot of wins. I'm just super excited to see what Ben Johnson's going to do in this whole year. But this is a hypothetical trade for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Me and Dylan will have videos all week about Bears ramping up to this opener against the Panthers. As always, go Bears, and thank you for watching.